Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be watching Haunting of Hill House episode 6, which is called Two Storms.
So ready for this.
Yeah.
I freaking love this show so much. Cannot wait to see more.
I'm really excited as well.
Oh, yes.
Before we do get into that, we've recently hit 1,000 subscribers at the point of recording this reaction for you. So we haven't had a chance yet to say thank you to all the people who have subscribed, all the people that have commented, liked, given us support, interacted with us at all. It really means a lot to us.
We were both a little bit sort of worried, apprehensive about starting this whole venture, but I have to say, like all the people that have commented and all the people that have watched, they've all been so nice, and they've been so many amazing comments. It really, like, we do try and read every single comment and reply whenever we can, but it's been so nice seeing kind of how accepting you've all been. So huge thanks for that.
Yeah, and we love talking to you guys, especially at the moment. We're in the middle of a pandemic, so which was part of the reason for us not starting up the channel, but having the kind of motivation to finally do it. And so it is really nice having a chat with all of you, hearing all of your theories, especially for a show like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to unpack and a lot of theories to ponder on.
Yeah, so hopefully you stick with us for our journey with this show and with any other shows that we react to in the future.
We've got some good stuff coming, so look out for it.
So, for episode 5 was the bent neck lady.
That was an
which
episode.
was the one about Nell that answered a lot of our questions.
Yeah.
We did have the theory that she was the bent neck lady, and surprise, she was.
Nailed it.
Yep. She did go to the house on the night that she'd called her dad, as we thought.
Her dancing.
That was her dancing in the house. She went and saw her mum was there, and weirdly, the thing that really bothered me was that Luke was... I can't remember if they were all there. I think they were all there in the kind of seeing her at the wedding, but when they went to go and have a tea party or play in the red room,
it was just
Luke the mum,
and
Luke, and her. And so I don't even know if the husband was there in the red room bit when they went. So that scares me, because does that mean Luke has to come home too in the same way?
I mean, when she appeared to him at the start of his episode, she did say, "Come."
Yeah.
So she may be calling him home too. That moment where they come home and she peeled off the thing and it said, welcome home.
Yeah.
Like, that's still just... I'm just getting goosebumps thinking about that.
It was really creepy, yeah.
It was so brilliantly
done.
And
obviously, the way that they set up all the little clues to how things are happening, you can kind of see it happening, but even just like the ropes and being there in early seasons and them knowing that someone's going to hurt themselves on it,
Actually, even when they first... It's in episode 3, I think it is. They point out and go, "Oh, I can see the bodies just hanging from those ropes." It's like, please don't say that. At the time, we just thought it was creepy, but then looking back, it's...
But then it was Nellie, and it was kind of... It was like it's in this sort of happy place, but then it was against her will, because it was right when she was about to do it, she realised that she was... And then she was hung, and that was it. So, episodes 1 to 5 have been quite clear in the sense that it's been... Somebody pointed out in the comments, which I didn't notice, that it was going from the oldest to the youngest.
Good spot.
That makes
I said it at the time,
sense,
but that's a very good point.
But it obviously has gone from each sibling, and we've been able to kind of work out from the names of the episodes what sibling was going to come next. For this one, though, it's called Two Storms. We don't know. The next one's called... After this is called Eulogy, which we imagine is going to be to do with Nell's funeral. Yeah. I'd really like to see an episode dedicated to the dad.
Yeah, I kind of hope this is actually... We're assuming that the first 5 episodes were kind of the character introductions, so to speak, and now we're going into uncharted territory. But I kind of hope this is the dad-isode. Yeah. And then moving on from here, the last 4 will be kind of... Because
I still want to... I mean, there's a lot more story to come, but I still want to know more about the dad.
More about the Dudleys.
And more about the Dudleys, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, see?
Great minds. Twin thing.
See?
Wait, no.
Sensitive. So, I feel like we're going into this a little bit blind, but we've heard nothing but good stuff from you guys in the comments about everything that's coming up. Still a little bit nervous for some scares. But, So, I'm ready to get into this episode.
Very much so.
Ready, but scared. but ready and excited to see what happens next in the story. It's very gripping. We've had a little gap between the last episode and this one, so I am really excited to see what happens. Anything else from you before we get into it?
No, I'm good. I'm excited. I need to know what happens next.
Yeah.
I have to know some of the answers to these amazing questions they've been posting.
So guys, if you like our reactions, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified of any future uploads as soon as they come up. Do let us know of any other shows as well that you want to see us reacting to. This one was entirely from recommendations in the comments, so we're really, really happy that people suggested this show to us. If you want to have a chat with us over on Twitter as well, our link is down below in the description. Right, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
I don't think it looks like her.
It
I mean, I
doesn't.
know she's dead and they have to do this, but... Or is she going to tell her
What she saw.
what she saw? And us, hopefully.
In movies, they always say that they look like they're sleeping. She doesn't look like she's sleeping. She looks dead. I mean, she looks great. That's what you're saying, but she doesn't look like she's sleeping. Most of what people say at a funeral is a wish. They're in a better place, they're at peace. How bad was it? I mean, when she got here. You're right.
But she'll know, won't
I'm going
she?
to slow down.
If she knows how she died, she's going to know what she looked like a bit.
Still looks fresh off the streets. Hugh says he didn't even have shoes when he found him. We get to watch him come down.
It wasn't his fault.
Flies across the country to puke on his dead sister.
They're going to feel bad when he gets there and they
What
realise.
about Dad? It's funny. Nellie was always trying to get all of us together.
Oh, I really hope Luke
Someone
does
should have told
well.
her she didn't have to try this hard.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I can't.
He seems a lot better than I expected.
I think he's like actually clean.
It's nice to kind of see them all a bit on the same level. Like at least Stephen
Yeah.
understands some of it now.
Okay, yeah. I thought I could do it. I know. She's right here. Take your time. We can wait.
Maybe Shirley will help him.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
So where's Lee?
She'll be here tomorrow. We didn't travel together.
Why not?
Oh,
Guess they don't
Jane,
know.
no.
Right. Luke, you sure can't get you an iced tea or something? That might be good.
It's so awkward for him, he just wants to
A
help.
break.
Like a separation?
Like, if you were married, you'd know that sometimes people need a little room. It's coming out wrong.
Most things he says come out
You're
wrong.
drunk.
Thank Christ.
They're all drinking around him. Kind of disrespectful to his struggle, but
Okay. Let's do it. Okay.
It's not as bad as it is in your head. But it doesn't look like she's sleeping. So forget that.
And if you're not ready, we'll just go back. That's all right. Look.
he's so slowly pushing him towards the thing he's afraid of. Oh, Dean's handling it worse.
That's her, Detective. That's Nellie, all right, and she's dead.
I'm drinking every time I feel like punching something.
I do love her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
No, she's going to be there. He's going to see her, isn't he? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
It's time for you now.
Yep.
Get it together.
She's going to be closer.
It's not getting it together, mate. Oh, that's Mummy. He hasn't seen Mummy yet, so he's seen them all now.
Yep, floodgates have opened.
Again, is it real or is it just in their head?
Okay. Fill it.
I don't know much more than you. She killed herself in that goddamn house.
I don't think it's that simple.
Thanks.
And I'm not saying it's simple, that's all I know. You spoke to the coroner, right? You probably know more than I do.
I feel like Luke and Nell know.
Hung herself in that.
Not Luke, I mean Luke and Theo.
I want to know what Mrs. Dudley said to him. He didn't tell you? 6 hours on a plane? Didn't come up?
My dad was in coach.
You put yourself in first class
I put him there too.
and made Dad fly coach?
He insisted.
That was true.
So, yeah, he was in coach.
Probably didn't want to use the book
Listen,
money.
it's not like we were really talking each other's ears off before that.
Is that Dad?
I think so, yeah.
Well, hey, Mum's just in the other room, so...
Sorry, I'm a little late.
How was your flight?
Is he gone a bit loopy as well?
I think it's just the father's, we're always our kids in our parents' eyes.
Look at you girls.
Been a minute.
Longer than a minute, or a long minute. Can I get you anything?
This is Kevin's coping mechanism. He turns into a waiter.
No, thanks. I'm fine.
I love
I don't
Theo.
really know to see all of you in the same room. Well, not all.
Oh,
Neither can I. Look at them. They're all grown up.
he's talking to Mum.
You're You want to go see her?
Yes, actually, if you'll excuse me.
He said, neither can I, look at them all grown up.
Yeah.
That means Mummy's there.
She was in the bed with him.
Yeah. Maybe they think he's got some, like, multiple personality disorder and really he's just talking to her all the time. Aww.
You can't do this to me.
You did, she looks...
In the back.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Too much makeup. Sometimes they put too much makeup on. She looks,
Don't say sleeping.
You did thank you for
Is that Nellie in the back?
Yeah.
taking care of her.
With her broken neck.
Yeah.
I could use a bathroom where we did
Just
a
head up
course.
that hall.
Okay.
Left it just
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, it's a family gathering. Got to have all the family
Is that
there.
one we were supposed to notice, or is that one of the background ghosts? I'll safely put my mug down. Oh, is he suddenly in Hill House?
I think he is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh God, yeah, that's not the same place.
No, that is 100% Hill House.
Do you think this is the world he lives in? Like he's just gone a bit off the rails?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because he seems quite dithering and stuff, so... Fucking hell! Do you mind? Oh, it's young him.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that how Mum died and got her
No.
head bludgeoned?
That's just a collapsing.
Is it?
It sounded like a car crash.
But that could have
guess.
fall down again and hit her in the head.
I had the strangest dream.
Jesus Christ!
I didn't say that.
You just said it.
You're right. I'm sorry. You guys hear a scary noise?
Someone broke the sanitier.
Chandelier. It just fell.
Sanity.
I don't like this.
It's just a silly old storm, sweetheart. But you know what storms do? They pass.
Stevie, give me a hand. I want to move this out of the way so no one's tripping on it.
No one's going to trip on it, did he say?
Mm.
Pretty big to trip on. It's like tripping on a wall.
I've done that a couple of times.
What's that?
That's hail.
Oh,
Hell no.
Really loud, huh?
oh, it's going to make her go have one of her...
Colour storms.
Yeah.
Gert?
What was that?
That's
Sounded
big.
like a window, which is fine. Everything's fine, okay?
My window just broke.
Let me go check it out.
Hey, Cheryl, go in the kitchen and make some cocoa. Theo, you can help.
Never split the party.
Why is she just keeping Nellie there?
Want to play a game? When there's another flash of lightning, let's count how long it takes until we hear thunder.
It's above you.
No, as
Oh,
close
God.
as that one.
Okay.
No, Nellie, don't run away.
No,
No, Nelly.
no. Stay together.
What are you doing? Why is she dancing?
Oh.
Oh!
Was that a statue or was that a
That was
person?
Bent Neck Lady.
So you guys okay?
Her.
Listen to me, my love. Mommy's seen things too.
Huh.
Sometimes Mommy sees people here too. But they won't hurt us, okay? It's just a storm.
A bad
She's got her gloves on. Blatantly no storm going on anywhere else
Very
apart from
helpful,
above that house.
Steve. We'll figure it out.
When I was a kid, we used to go camping all the time. I was a life scout.
It's a life scout.
Well, that's a group of... Anyway, we used to go camping.
Thought you hated this house.
Oh God. I don't like the way it's just swirling around.
Why are there two sets of
That's
feet in the
something,
background?
Because Nellie's holding Theo's hand.
One.
Oh yeah, I've lost count.
It wouldn't just leave the most scared child on her
Moving
own.
away. But I tell you, Nellie, it's what storms do. They...
Oh,
Where's your sister? Theo?
She was right there. I was...
Nellie?
Nellie?
what?
I don't like it.
No!
Where could she have gone?
Maybe she went to her room.
Oh, I know you're scared, pal.
I'm scared.
We'll be back in a bit. You guys stay here and stay away from the windows.
Oh, yeah, leave all the kids on their own.
You think she went upstairs?
She's gonna be okay.
How do you know?
I won't let anything happen to her, to any of you guys.
I liked Steve as a
Small
child.
First thing they teach us at Big Brother School. Luke! Luke!
Is he going to disappear as well? Okay.
Luke!
Look, do you remember what it was, that word she made up? Aunt Janet kept correcting her and she just went on using it. But then finally Aunt Janet, she gets fed up. And Nellie asks what she's doing wrong. And Aunt Janet says, it's a made-up word. And Nellie looks her right in the eye and says, all words are made up at first. God, I wish I could...
It's true.
Puffalo.
I feel like they're...
That's it.
Padded, puffy envelope.
going
Puffalo.
It's a good word.
to use that
She would
now.
say
She got that from your mother. Nellie used to write letters to Santa, formal letters. Didn't want to call him Santa, so she called him Mr. Claus. Thought Santa would be rude. That's not how you talk to grown-ups. And the thing is, guys, she would never ask for anything for herself, ever. Not once. She only asked for presents for you guys. You know, we had to make sure we got you what you wanted. We weren't about to discourage that. Instead, your mom would say, oh, no, we water that seed.
Oh.
You know, some religions won't let you be buried in their cemeteries if you kill yourself. It's monstrous.
Mm.
Like you committed a crime. When really it was just that you're in so much pain.
Or you were coaxed to death by
The
your
ghost of your mum.
ghosty, horrible people.
Come on, Luke.
You know,
Yeah, he needs to speak up.
I'd like to go back to something you said.
Oh, God.
Oh.
You said Nellie wrote you a letter once a month.
That's right.
So maybe she mentioned something that might have raised the flag about, I don't know, her state of mind.
No, she just...
I'm trying to blame him.
Just talk about you guys.
You see, we're all aware of how you like to hold back information when a family member offs themselves. So I'm just wondering if there's a little more you're not telling us.
Brutal.
Yeah.
You want to do this now, huh?
We've all got questions, and I think it'd be swell if you give us a few answers.
When's the actual funeral? They've been there for hours.
It's not the next day.
Nellie mentioned that she crashed a book signing of mine.
Well, you didn't mention that to anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's your fault.
She was clearly off her meds when I
How did she sound when she called you, Cheryl?
What did she call you?
Yeah, the day it happened.
Oh, did you talk to her?
None of you did.
She wasn't worried.
Apart from the dad.
I talked to her, yeah.
The only one that bloody can't answer the phone.
She said the bent neck lady was back.
Terry, you let her believe all that bullshit about Hill House.
You've seen her.
Conclusion, which makes you culpable.
I held back anything. It was to protect you kids.
Then why do I need protection from the truth?
He's entitled, please.
What?
Oh.
What is that? What's that? I'm entitled to the truth?
You're entitled to your anger.
You might want to check yourself before you start talking about the truth.
Great. Are we breaking this out? This is the part of the show where you break out my goddamn book. Here it is.
Yeah, he doesn't want them to talk about the book.
Yep.
You took all that paranoia and craziness and you mass marketed to jumpstart your writing career.
Where's Luke gone?
Yeah.
That's why none of us ever took your
I think that's
Oh, it's
his
him.
knee there.
Okay.
And you're fucking drunk. Real class act, Theo.
You don't know. You don't know what I felt. And you don't know
Oh.
what I feel. And I am allowed to process that any way that I want to. You don't just stand there and dictate how we all grieve our dead.
Fuck! I'm trying. Oh my God, don't touch me!
Oh.
I have enough of my own grief. I don't need yours too.
Do they not know then about
You know
her?
what? I took some money, Cheryl.
Oh.
Yeah. I took his fucking money. I got my degree. Because you know what? It's good money. I am fucking glad that I took it. You're drunk. Yup. But I'm right.
So you just thought you'd live under my roof? No, let me get this right.
Oh, God.
Live under my roof,
Yeah.
eat my food, and lie to my face.
He lives under your roof. Oh, God.
Yes, I am.
We agreed, all of us. And you didn't get to lie to me and live off me at the same time.
This episode is like scary in a whole different way.
Yeah.
You're out, Theo.
If I were you, I'd get down off that high horse. You're just embarrassing yourself.
I'm embarrassing myself?
We took the money too.
Whoa. I didn't know if he was going to come up and say it.
He had to at this point.
I took the money, I guess.
Oh, my God.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Helping and keep cutting prices down to cost.
Yeah, she does.
How else was I supposed to keep the business going? If you think about it, we took that money and changed it into something that helped people up.
He's not wrong.
No.
Do you have any idea?
It's just very important to her. Did Luke ever get an offer of money? Because
He did
probably
not.
not a good idea, I guess.
We're done here. Everybody out.
I mean, he could have used it to pay for rehab.
Just go back to the hotel and perfectly...
Oh! Oh! What?
This.
What?
What?
Cheryl.
Oh!
You think this is cute?
I thought it was going to be more gruesome than that,
Yeah.
but
Oh, no.
she wants to speak to all of them.
I've got a...
Where's Theo? Is she gone already? Is she still
He's going
there?
to jump back to Hill House.
Where's your breaker box?
Oh yeah, it's the storm, isn't it? The two storms. I get it now.
Yeah.
I was too caught up in all of that. That was all filmed like amazingly.
Yeah, I have a note on that. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, she's back.
They're just chilling out in the corner there.
Yeah.
If he's not seen Bent Neck Lady, maybe he's not understanding it now. He knows he's talking to Nell.
he's engaging. And now it's going to transition back to the past, yeah.
Is it the same actor aged or a different guy?
I can't tell, but...
They look quite similar, yeah.
Maybe it's like father and son or something.
The hail sounded like golf balls. I mean, I don't want to think about what it did to this roof.
I can mull it over tomorrow. Look,
Oh, God.
just put batteries in. I'll check the library and the kitchen just to be sure. Be right back.
Never say that.
Nellie?
Stay together.
Yeah.
Nellie?
Scared of where she went.
Yeah.
Especially as Theo didn't even notice nobody, like...
Please don't be in the red room.
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
Oh, God. Just turn a tap off.
The flu, it shuts
Oh, I see, yeah. So just turn off that.
Switch off. Oh, this is the creepy old plague lady.
Nellie?
Oh, God.
What the fuck? That's the kid from earlier from the library.
But she says she sees people, but they're not harmful.
Yeah, but they're freaky.
Doesn't seem that afraid of the... But she's kind of following it.
Liv?
Where'd she go? That's two that have vanished now. Note it is the two that are also dead.
Yeah. Swear if Luke vanishes as well, I'm gonna...
Oh, there was someone in the background
Yeah.
there.
Liv?
Oh, it's her. She's in trance. Is this the last night? But they're not all
No.
in bed, so
Yeah.
Liv? Hey!
there's a whole... It's like a... What was that?
What was that? No.
What was that?
That was an arm.
That was like a person on the floor.
Yeah. Please don't be Liv.
Oh, God.
Liv?
What?
How the hell did you...
Oh, no, it's not. It was like a little... It's like a trike or a chair or something. It wasn't a person.
Was it the guy's wheelchair?
Oh, fuck, yeah. Maybe there was a person there.
Away from this window. The storm's getting really...
Oh, I didn't like it.
Oh, oh,
Oh. Oh. Check on her. What?
Liv!
Whoa.
Jesus! Liv!
What is going on?
Are you okay?
I'm having an anxious dream.
Oh. How can all these kids as adults not believe this shit?
And of course, Stephen didn't see anything.
Okay.
Even I saw it. I think it was a big dog. It ran right through here to a kitchen.
Oh, the way this episode is shot with all this circling everybody is just... Oh, it's making me feel all dizzy and weird. It's kind of the point, I guess.
Yep.
Again?
Oh God, just please buy better batteries.
Oh, no.
Where'd you go? I just... No.
I can't cope with this episode.
We all?
Good line.
What?
You just wander around the dark, aren't we all? I mean, the father may not have been sensitive, but it seems like he understood.
But why is
the
Dad
wife.
never invited to this tea party and stuff?
Who do you think did this?
Buttons,
Nelly.
the antique buttons that the mother found.
Come on, communicate.
The bed neck bleeding. You think she was doing this whole time? Yeah.
Okay. Some movement is good.
She didn't do this to herself. Neither did Mom, did she? That's a complicated question.
Doesn't make any sense. You have a backup Jenny in the basement.
The
Makes no
rest of the
sense.
block's fine. It's just us.
Is the husband still there, or is it just them not?
It's been a long night. Why don't we head back? I'd really like to know.
Know what?
Ellie didn't kill herself. I don't
Does
think
he?
Mom did either. Dad said that.
Dad said, as soon as we leave the room, you start working on him too. Let's hear it.
No, I don't want to upset anyone any more than we're already upset.
No,
and
just get it all out.
It's,
Please
He's
do.
not gonna want to hear that from you.
I don't understand why this family has such a hard time acknowledging mental illness. Mom, Nell, Dad's talking to himself. Then explain
talking to
yourself.
himself.
Fine.
Nell didn't kill herself. The house did. And you don't understand Hill House, Steve. You never did. But anything I did, I did it for a very good reason.
Of all this bullshit.
Well, you want to hear this or not?
Shut up, Steve.
Yeah.
You don't get it. You're the ghost. You are, Dad.
It's always
My
been
problem.
your problem. Is you think you know what happened that night. You don't know what
God, the wrong parent died.
Oh, the fuck.
Who pushed that over? Nelly or Mummy?
I
This episode is too much.
This episode this is next level. Even for this show, this is a level above.
They're just going to attribute that to the storm, aren't they? Wake up, Stephen especially.
Yeah, I really want to slap him.
Now she kind of looks like she's sleeping.
Sorry, boys.
Oh God, don't go on your own into.
What? That probably wasn't what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, she's into Bridesmaids.
No, and she was really drunk. Oh.
Creepy bar guy again.
I think that's... You said you think that's the guy that...
I thought that was her kind of mentor in the funerary arts, but I'm now not so sure.
Where did you go?
I was right here, screaming and shouting, and none of you could see me. Why couldn't you see me?
It's okay.
Don't do that ever again. I thought the whole things had got you. I thought they took you. I'm so glad you're okay.
Oh, God.
It was right here. I didn't go anywhere. It was right here. It's fine. None of you could see me. Nobody could see me.
I don't even know what to say.
That was cinematographically speaking, one of the most perfect episodes so far this season. I'm pretty sure about the first 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more, was one long continuous cut. There was no hard cut anywhere in about the first third of that.
No, I mean,
episode.
I don't think it was one shot, but it was done
one kind of scene. The whole thing was structured like a play, and there was kind of a whole opening act, and then it cut back to Luke's face, and then there was the second act, and then the last. That was I'm beyond words. That was stupendous.
It made me like. I mean, I think the whole constantly spinning around this thing just kind of. I mean, an incredible episode of anything because it just sucked you into everything that was going on. You know, people have said in our earlier episodes and stuff that maybe we talk too much and things like that. This is it's a reaction channel, so it's hard for us to try and... We obviously want to discuss things and we can't just release a reaction of us not saying any words for ages, so it's finding the balance between both. But this episode, I don't think we really said much at all because...
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, but it was just... It was so constant. Yeah. The dialogue was so constant, and it just took you on this weird swirly journey. But it was so engrossing that sorry, my little cat's face here. It was so engrossing that it was just really just sucked you in, and I couldn't. There was no space. I felt like once that episode finished that I could take a breath. Yeah, because I felt like the whole episode I was just spinning around with those guys, and it was strange because they've all kind of pulled at the heartstrings and stuff, whereas I feel like this one, even though the ghosts were in it, they were definitely a kind of a backseat. There were a few scares that did make us jump, but it was a backseat to the kind of to the emotion and everything going on there. That
last scene with her kind of with Ben Neck Lady Nell standing there kind of looking forlorn. It wasn't like I've come to scare you. It was just like why can't you see me? Like it wasn't frightening. It was just so sad. It's like she's gone, but she's still there and she just wants them to see her. But then you see Luke turning around looking directly at her, and it's like, did he see her?
But it doesn't make sense though. That one thing this episode, I thought that having the dad there, and we did get some answers. We did. But I feel kind of more mind-fucked than I did before. I feel... One thing I really don't get is how all the other kids went through all of that stuff when there was one little foot. How all the kids went through all of that stuff when they were little. And I know a lot of the other experiences weren't necessarily seeing one particular ghost that haunted them, but... strange stuff happening constantly, and I know some of them would have been quite young, but Stephen was the oldest out of all of them, and I know he might not have seen a lot of things, but he knows all of that stuff happened to all of the rest of them. So this belief about it being mental health, when 3 people in your family have the same mental health with the same story, How is that possible? I'm sorry, but like you don't have mental health issues where all three of you are like, it's like you don't all have the same dream. It's not physically
Not
possible.
how it works.
And so the sheer ignorance of all of that bothers me, because it's like, that's not possible for that to happen.
No.
And you were there, you were the oldest one, you knew that all of them were constantly screaming, or this happened or that happened and whatever. And it might be a psychological thing that it's easier to justify it in his head as, you know, his dad did this
Being
bad
skeptic.
thing.
Yeah.
And when he said the wrong parent died, I think it's just like a lot of years of focusing the anger and confusion he has towards everything and not fully understanding it, but focusing it into anger and hatred towards his dad, which is a very typical kind of boy thing to do, especially an older boy thing to do, because he probably also felt, I'm getting really shrinky here, but he probably also felt like he lost the stability of his dad, because when you're back in the house, him and his dad were like that.
Yeah.
They were constantly together. He was always like,
Young Steve
Stephen,
was
do you
like
want to help
his
me with
go-to,
that? Yeah,
yeah.
Steve. And young Steve was awesome. He was so lovely and supportive, and so well, what happened with the incident? But I think I think it's obviously the grief for losing his mum, but I think a lot of it comes from the confusion and disbelief, and it made it easier for him to just hate on his dad or feel abandoned by him.
I think part of it also is the reason why, particularly it's like they all seem to sort of, except for Luke, who seems to have a bit of a connection with that, they all seem to kind of blame the dad a bit, but the others are all like they blame the father, but they all have the knowledge that shit went down in the house. Like they're all aware, even if they're not aware, they're aware. They all understand that there was more going on in that house
both
than there was.
girls saw the banging and the door turning.
They had experiences, whereas he had nothing. So to him, it was just, you know, that something happened in the house, and then everyone sort of.
That's what
shut down.
I still don't really understand is, so now Theo, I think she can feel all these things. I want to know what the hell she felt when, because she was like, you have no idea what I felt or what I feel, don't touch me. That obviously freaked her out, what she saw with Nell. So I'm guessing Theo knows more than she's like either accepting herself or wants to share. I can't work out which one it is, and she's just drinking her way through it and being fucking hilarious at a lot of points throughout this episode.
Serious gallows humour.
Yeah, she's very she's a girl after my own heart. But Shirley, I still don't understand. I still don't get if she's attributing everything that she sees, like that other guy, the bar guy, who potentially you thought was the guy that was.
I thought it was, but I'm not so sure, because now we've had a closer look at him. He doesn't really look
like that guy.
I thought it was the guy that kind of set her on her path to being a funeral director, but I don't know. He looked a bit different. I don't know. It's just she saw him again years down the line, and that's why he looks a bit different. But I don't know. I think there is definitely a story there involving him, and I really hope it comes out.
But I still don't know whether it's her being like, "Oh, this is figments of my imagination," because we're seeing it as an audience.
Yeah.
And it's scary if we're like seeing the ghost behind her, but we never see her in the same kind of shot as if, you know what I mean? It's her looking over to there and seeing this thing, which could easily just be a figment of her imagination, or it could be a ghost and she thinks it's a figment of, like, oh God, it's hurt my brain even more.
Yeah.
And
this freaking episode.
Sorry.
I've got to say, we've mentioned a couple of times about how as the show goes on, we see each episode, we meet kind of a new sibling, and we get to know them, we get to like them more, and we get to like Stephen less. Which is still true.
Yeah.
When this episode started, he was being a bit nicer, and we had young Steve who was being a bit of a boss.
Seeing him break down a bit,
seeing him be human, seeing him be quite nice towards Luke. I was like, okay, man, maybe he's getting a bit better. And then by the end, it's like, I just want to slap the shit out of him.
The other thing as well is, it's just like,
I don't understand how,
even without all of that stuff
person.
As a kid, before he was told that Nell died, he saw her in his flat.
I know.
So
how has he not mentioned that yet?
I know, just attributing that, but it's probably a lot to do with denial again, where he doesn't want to. He thinks that they're mental. He doesn't want him to be mental, whatever. Also, the whole so Shirley walked in on the husband and Theo looking a bit iffy, but I think it was probably just her being drunk and them having a bit of a heated argument rather than anything actually happening between them, because that was kind of what we guessed earlier in the season and then worked out that it was the book money.
I can't believe that all came out. Oh,
Yeah.
that scene was amazing.
But that's what I mean. Some of
Jeez.
that part, like the tension in this episode, they played with so many different
Yeah.
elements of tension, because it wasn't just. I felt probably like my heart was beating as fast, or I felt as on the edge of my seat and like I couldn't take a breath when they were all arguing, as I did in the parts where I thought something was going to jump out, because it
100%,
was
yeah.
awkward and gut wrenching, and I just kind of felt like, well, you know, and that must have been a really hard episode for them to shoot, all
Yeah.
of them, to just continuously be heated with those emotions and come out with all of the arguments that they were having. And
I mean,
I don't know.
it almost ran like a play more
Yeah.
than a television, because of the way it was shot and because of the lack of the jumps.
a really hard play, because I
Yeah.
don't know if you could do that in theatre. So, like,
It was a pretty cool plays.
yeah, but it was.
That was intense. Like, it was a seriously intense
And then there's
production.
there's the supernatural stuff that doesn't make sense. Like, why was Nellie there? Why did she disappear for ages? Some of my theories, like, then they don't make sense, because she was there, but she wasn't there. She was holding Theo's hand, and then she wasn't there. But then the same thing happened with the mum, where the mum suddenly was
jumping
around to different places.
That's a great sequence.
It was, but I mean, she had all the glass come through on her,
But then not.
and then she was like, "Oh, I had the strangest dream," and then the kids were screaming, and no explanation as to what happened there. Like, the next one is eulogy, which I'm imagining is the actual day of the funeral. I don't know if we're in for more of this kind of crazy emotional tension stuff, which I'm
Probably.
feeling like it will be being the funeral. I want to see them all be on the same page at some point and all go and either investigate the house, which I don't want to see because awful things will happen, but I need all of them to be
closure.
on the same page, because right now I feel like I'm just being torn in like 6 different directions or whatever. And even if it's horrible stuff that happens, it's kind of like justice for Nell and the mum. I just want to know what happened. This show is ridiculous.
So freaking good, and it keeps getting better, but it doesn't kind of one up itself. It does something different, but in an amazing way. Like, each episode has been so. It's almost told a completely separate story.
I feel like this was the most different from the others in terms of how it was done and the abstractness of it. But maybe that was because there was so much, they were together, because in the other episodes
it was jumping between them all, whereas now they're all there.
and it was one individual kind of story, whereas this one was there, and then the heat of all, like the way they shot it made that come through the screen, the heat of all of them
Kind of the
suddenly,
immediacy of it all.
even when the dad first walked in, like, and he stopped, and you could just see the overwhelming weirdness that it was for him.
And that shot where it kind of showed them all as kids,
As
and
kids,
then kept going round, and it was them as adults again.
Yeah.
Absolute masterpiece of cinematography.
The show is ridiculous.
I've seen a couple of shows that have done that kind of one take situation, and it's
Yeah.
always a winner. But I think that was one of the best executions for it I've ever seen.
Don't say execution.
Sorry.
I feel like there's a lot of other stuff that I could say, but a lot of
Yeah.
it's just me babbling about how mind blown I am at the moment. But that was an absolute masterpiece of an episode. That was incredible. I feel like I need a stiff drink, to be honest, after this. I will be
Absolutely.
Theo at the bar. So, is there anything else you wanted to add before we wrap it up?
About 1,000 things, but I can't get my brain into
Yeah,
enough of an order.
same.
I mean,
There's so many theories I've got. There's so many strings my brain is pulling at.
these amazing little details, like all the glass shattering, but then the window was fixed. So was he seeing something that was going to happen? Was he seeing?
But that's what I thought with the chandelier falling. That would give her a head injury.
But that would be more kind of top down rather than from the side.
Well, it depends where she's kind of standing, I would have thought.
Sure.
So the minute that happened, I was like, this isn't that night, is it? And then I was like, well, maybe that happens, because the stuff that's just lying around the house seems to be a death trap anyway.
Yeah. The whole house is a freaking death trap.
Yeah.
And then seeing that the kid in the wheelchair, I'm assuming was one of the Hills, one of the original residents of the Hill House.
And the old plague lady.
And the plague lady. It's like we're being introduced to all these people that we've previously just kind of heard of, but in such a kind of subtle way that it's
See, I always thought, is this one family that was there before then is every family that lives in that house become an embodiment of this existing family, and then are doomed to kind of repeat these same horrible path of dying and stuff that they were. But then Bent Neck Lady is Nell, it's her. And I feel like for the first 5 episodes we had these theories and they kind of proved right. And now I feel like I have so many different theories, but every string I pull at leads to a kind of a weird dead end.
Yeah.
And I need it all to make sense. I really hope it makes some sense. I hope we have some closure and don't feel this, like, lost and confused by the end of the season.
Yeah, that would suck.
But, yeah, it's just taken us on a completely different journey.
Yeah, like... It really did feel like this was kind of almost not the start of a new show, but like almost like a second season of an existing show, because the first sort of 5 episodes had a very kind of not they had structure to them, and this episode just completely blew everything out of the water. And then now it's like, you know, where do we go? What is next? I'm scared and confused and just so intrigued, and I need to know more. But I'm so worried that when we find out more, it's just going to kill me. Little details, like when she had the sort of the Coraline-esque buttons on her eyes, I was like, oh, it's just buttons. Why would he put them there? Because that's the antique buttons that her mother found and that gave her, like, in the same way that he had the freaking hat. And it's just, kill me now, but I'm worried if you do, I'll just end up like fucking Hill House.
More from the Dudleys and...
Yes, the Dudleys need to fucking turn up.
Stop beating your knee up.
I need to feel and drink.
We've talked for a long time after that one, so...
Fucking masterpiece. Let's end there before we start rambling.
Yeah. Are you sure? Nothing else to add?
So much, but none of it will be coherent.
Okay. Woo. So, if you like our reactions, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified of any future uploads as soon as they come up. Oh, we're going to go have a drink, I think, and a moment to think about this.
Cry in the dark.
Until next time, stay safe, keep all the lights on.
Never split the party.
Yeah, and we'll see you then. Bye.